that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Yeah, this love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back.
Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Battle of Asgard. 5-on-5 tourney here on my prime. My name is Shovelgum. With me, the expert Jesus, the esports gorgon, the beautiful man with the beautiful hair. It's Emo HAH.
Hello, welcome everybody. We are here. More Brooklyn Esports versus Gem Mafia, I believe is what these teams are. So excited to see how this one gets underway.
Yeah, they are like a part of the recently departed 40 IQ overlords. Like Solo Troll played solo for that team. Now he's out of theirs, and now we see a new team.
Yeah, and sometimes that happens. You know, you get some players on both sides here, so it'll be an interesting thing to see is how these teams are going to pick what we're going to see. I don't know if either team knows the other one that well, so you might just get some random things. You might get some interesting picks in this. I would not be surprised to see something a little crazy come out here.
Yeah, and we have a new patch, and there was a lot of change. Raijin feels really strong in the current patch. Idanami, another big name to mention here, with those two buffs with the lower respawn time on the dash and the ult. Could be a really great pick for early pressure here. So we're gonna see that. Ao Kwang has some changes. He still feels the same spot he used to be. So haven't seen a lot of him now. I'm not expecting to see him here. I expect comfort picks.
Yeah, that's anytime that there's a new patch, there can be certain players that they get on the patch early. They think that some god's going to be really, really good, and they
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second run match that we got for you here. Sorry for all those difficulties, and thanks everyone who stuck with us. We are here now. We have some really good old smite for you guys. We got Place Dreams versus Subsits. And I'm still Troublegum, and this is still email. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, anytime you get these patch days, you get all sorts of crazy things in the meta because of who gets buffed and who gets nerfed. But also, you sometimes end up with some technical troubles, things like that. So that's what all these delays are. Not surprised here to see with his quality of life changes. It's Rajin being picked up first.
Yeah, I think
he-
quality of life is the worst thing you told. I'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a lie. It's a straight buff to all of his abilities. He's going to be very strong. He's going to be picked up a lot. Erlong
Yeah.
did get nerfed a little bit, I believe. Still going to get picked up here. He's a good soul laner. Nemesis as well. Seeing a lot of play recently, and the Ratatosker, who with his mobility is just a wonderful pickup if you use him properly.
Yeah, it's a good setup for Raijin. Raijin don't need a ton of setup, just a little knock up, get Raijin on it, put some damage on it, put the ult down, set yourself up. So Red and Raijin, I really like that combo, a lot of early aggression, a lot of global presence, kind of speed, a lot of mobility, love that. Another thing here, Hachiman, banned.
Yes.
So, as far as, I don't experience him too much. I don't think I would not call him great. I would not call him OP or anything. I think they didn't play enough against him, and they're maybe just unfamiliar with him. I think it's more of like, we don't really know what this guy is doing to us. So we're going to bet him out and talk later about him. What do you think about that?
The biggest thing that Hachiman has is that attack speed buff. So if you have a team with 2 or 3 auto attackers, you have a soul in mid or something, you can lay that down and you can absolutely shred Gold Furies, Fire Giants, Portal Demons, even things like towers. You'll be shredding them. So he does have a lot of potential. He's just he's different. He sets up for his team very well, but he is also decently strong himself. He did get a little bit of a buff in this patch, so I think he is quite strong. I just think it's something where he's strong and people don't know how to play against him. So if you run into a good Hachiman, he's a trouble to deal with, and if you don't have one, it's probably just worth it to ban him out.
Yeah, I think one of the best things I saw about him is the early lane clear, because that too, the text weave also does a lot of damage and has a huge area. So it's kind of easy to get poke and wave to the same time. So he's a lane beast at least. Falls a bit off in the late game, but early lane presence, as I said, buff clear and objective clear is really great with him because he gets the double bonuses out of their attack speed. So I can see the ban working. MC ban on the other hand, though, a classic U ban.
Yeah, the AFC's really gotten popular, and especially into something like a Hou-Yi where they can, it's really a 1v1 lane. Hou-Yi wants to 1v1. AMC is very good in 1v1, so get rid of that and, not have to deal with that AMC. I do like both of these team comps so far. I do like that they got the Ganesh pick. That is pretty good. Second place Dreams there, I believe, on the left. It is a wonderful with a wonderful comp. Ganesh is very strong. Ganesh works very well with Raijin. That area of denial. Shibalanke being hovered. That's an interesting one if they play that.
It's an interesting one. I think he is a bit undervalued, but still one of the great AD carries. But yeah, that Raijin Ganesha old comp with the setup of Rataska is just a really good core team fight ability. Like being taunted by the Raijin ult is tons of damage. You're in a Ganesha ult with tons of damage, and Rataska hitting you, doing tons of damage. So I can really see that. Shibalaki still Harvard, not logged in. Mamana Harvard as well. Long time no see, little man.
Yeah, this is a very interesting thing here. They are going to switch over to the Chalk and the Cupid. So they went from really out of the meta to sort of out of the meta. I do like this. And Cupid also works very well with Ganesh because you can cripple and then they can't jump out of the Ganesh pillars. So just something to consider on that side. The Ganesh and Cupid will have a very strong level 5 into the Hou-Yi and whatever support they pick. Right now, looks like they're hovering that Sobek. So
yeah, I always feel like the support can counter the whole Cupid level 5 by purchasing a sprint. A Cupid comes down, Heaven Agility comes out, walk out of it, and start killing the Cupid. So I don't really like Cupid. Shark is rising the ranks of Warriors, so currently you see him more and more and more.
You are seeing a lot of chalk, which is to me, I don't really understand. I think it's just sort of a they're playing for a negative at that point because the focus is so in the early game and onto invades, and so with a chalk, you're sort of just looking to take care. You're sort of looking to not feed, I guess, and just play even in that lane. And some people really like it, and I haven't played it enough to have an opinion personally, but my issue with Chalk is always he doesn't contribute a lot late game. But if that's how your team is built around, that's fine.
Yeah, they're putting themselves on a 30-minute time frame and they're committing fully to it. Cupid's gonna fall off, Chuck's gonna fall off, Ganesha's gonna fall off. Rajaska and Raijin, even though both are not like late game monsters, still stay very viable, so strong late game. But the other three are really weak late game gods. So they have to play aggressive, they have to play quick, and win this game early. Get all the objectives they can, and just get through that. But we're gonna see how this is gonna play out in the game. We'll put you guys on a 3-minute pause here. Okay, we'll wait for the delay to go down, and see you later, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we managed it. We are here in the game. We did picks and bans. We're in the game. Nothing's going wrong. We synced up and everything's good. So, Emo, how are you doing? How are you feeling about this?
I'm doing wonderful. Anytime that we can get this all done, coming on casting, that's the easy part. It's getting everything else sorted out. We got a game here between Second Place Dreams and Subsist Gaming, so it'll be an interesting matchup here. Both teams have some potential. Clearly, this blue side is going for more of an early game plan here, whereas obviously the red side obviously wants a little bit later with things like the Nemesis there. So it'll be interesting to see how much early pressure is really going to come out versus how much the side here can really slow play it and see if they can get it into that late game.
Yeah, the blue team is really like fully committed to that early game. The Cupid, the Ganesh, the Chuck is all I got. You don't want to see at 40 minutes because you're going to see winning a game in 20 minutes, 25 to 30, the time frame where they start pushing down tier 2 towers, getting go for it, looking for a Fire Giant. This is really important. But there's no slouch. Like V3 against Sobek is good early game. Nemesis, no slouch as well. Erlang Shen, Q1, Soul, pretty great. So even though they have the better late games, they still have a decent early game. So I think they can fight back. We can see how that turns out.
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be some big early fights. I think you're definitely going to see that. You're going to see some invades and stuff like that. It does look like Second Place Dream is going to start in the lane, whereas Subsist is going to take some jungle camps to start. So really afraid of that invade, trying to mitigate as much as they can possibly get there.
Yeah, you don't want to fight a Rachaska and Chuck at level 1. You just want to do that. If they can get over that and get his balloon speed without any contestation, that's fine. They might be losing a bit of lane for that, but having the safe buffs is a really helpful thing. They're losing a lot of neutral farm though. They're losing right mid camp, they're losing gremlins. It's going to hurt them a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal. You're going to lose that, but you knew you were going to lose that with this team comp that Second Place Dream has gone into. So all you're basically doing here is you're trying to mitigate how much you can lose, and if Jabber and Shirkan can, get that and then go get their blue and their speed, it's not going to be the end of the world for you. It's just a little bit. You're losing a bit of farm, which is unfortunate, but as long as you can stay in it, not lose your own farm, you'll be okay.
Yeah, it's like gracefully losing. Just try to keep the losses low, get your farm going. I think they're gonna start outscaling the enemy team by level 15 to 16, I would say is a point. We have a conversation about Oracle there, but both go to the blue team. Outlaw and Damson are able to confirm those.
Yeah, Dan's land on that Raijin, who just got recently changed. Now that that one is significantly easier to hit. As a matter of fact, it might be pretty much impossible to miss.
Yeah, you gotta put some work into with that skill. And the ability to be jumping while walking, thing, it's really great. I've played Raijin a bit today. Feels way more natural. I'm not a great Raijin. You could use it way more better. It's like really helpful though.
Oh, there's a big fight in right. John Gon's in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, John Gon down. Tails can pop on both sides, but Shurkan and Jabba are really low as well. And Vision Aurora tries to put in some damage, and John Gon's gonna survive that. Misses a slice of dice though. So we have a wash here.
Yeah, luckily there, Jabber got. Oh, he got that.
She's going back in. Jabber gets the start, leads his pop. Shurkan on the chase, puts the 2 down. Shield comes out, and Virgin is fine. Good job. Sorry about that one.
Ooh, no, absolutely. That was exactly it. Is getting that shield out was the only thing that might have saved her. The shell the first time was all that saved John Gon, and now Jabber and Shurkan have a huge lead over there. They've really got them in. They can do sort of whatever they want. They're going to get this second round of Gremlins here. It's going to put them a little bit even further ahead.
Yeah, and they get their ults online, and Jabber should be able to buy his first Acon tier. So that's a huge power boost for this solo dual lane scenario. And John Gon has to be really careful here.
Yeah, John Gon can't even come up because Rat's going up in the air.
Skull coming in. John Gon spotted out. Stun comes out. Chuck with the stun. Comes out, looks for damage, misses the one, hits the one, but not far enough, so John Gon is safe. But he has ult now, so they should not be able to tower dive him. I feel like if Shurkan fully committed with his ultimate, there could be a kill there.
Potentially, they would have had to dive under the tower. It would have been risky. I think they didn't know where Virga had gone, so if Virga had shown up, it would have been a lot dangerous. I mean, having to dive the tower and things like that, so at this point, you can just leave, and now Jabber's going to look to gank in the middle lane.
Look at that autos here as well. Original gets popped, Taunt comes out, damage comes out, Solo comes out just defensively, just basically Eric had ult himself, so he denied any follow-up, but still a good damage coming out, and every active is burned.
Yeah, and that's really what you're seeing. And now Nemesis is in a minor amount of trouble, but she's going to walk out. Jabber has no mana. Although Nemesis
dash and uses dash, goes in now. Somebody comes in, briefly goes for his ult. Good knockup out, though. Dancer trying to run away. Sprint comes out, and he should be fine. Damage on there, he can dash. Oh, Ganesha ult just to slow him down. Beast can pop a Danceland, and good fight by Verger. Danceland jumped in aggressively down to the backhand and tried to move something, but not enough damage yet.
Yeah, and here comes Shurkan over to help out. He misses that axe a little bit. So big, yeah, this is what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of early aggression. This second place Dream Team is really, they're getting the actives. They're burning those. We've seen them do that, but they're burning a lot of ultimates. No kills yet. That's fine. As these relics start to come up for the second rotation, it's going to be a lot better. They're doing a great job of not giving up any kills yet.
Yeah, but we talked about the AD carry. We talked about pick Cupid for early pressure, but Cupid is like nearly 2 levels behind the UD right now. So this is a huge issue right there.
Hoyi's been doing a great job of getting farm, and that's really what's important. Is when you're behind, you can't do that, and Cupid's really having an issue right now. He can't get the kill. You know, his ultimate's down, but Hoyi's beads are down. So this is going to be the big one when Cupid's ult comes up again, like it is now. Look for him to go on a fight, start aggressive, and see if they can make something happen over there.
Yeah, get Red Husker over there. Get the global ult, put some pressure where you get the Cupid ahead. Make the Cupid dominate this lane, because it's the only reason to pick Cupid is to dominate a lane. The Cupid that's falling behind is kind of worthless for your team.
Yeah, Cupid's late game team fight it's okay. He just doesn't do a lot of damage. He does have some setup for his team and stuff, so hopefully he'll be a success. It's just a matter of, you know, at this point he has 39 seconds to get his ult off onto Hoyi before Hoyi gets his beads. If he can do that, he might be able to get a kill, and he really needs to do that. They really need to take advantage of those beads being down.
Yeah, but Sobek sticks around to the Hoyi, like covering speed with Sprint, because Sprint is coming up in 1 second. There it is. So can deny the full Cupid ult, even though he has no beats up. So Outlaw's over here. This might be a good to look for. Rataska is in the left lane, so doesn't really care about it. But here comes the gank. Here we go. All comes out. Reflect with the silence, but he's returning more damage he's taking in 2v1 situation. He nearly took Cupid with him, and he keeps fighting because he has backup. So back on his way. So his Nemesis, so Soul is going to be really bad.
Yes.
Burn Cupid ult and a burn Hoyi ult, but Hoyi won that outright.
Yeah, honestly, Space Travel there just threw down his ultimate, and then Hoyi put his ult in a really perfect position that Space Travel had to stay in it to do any damage, but then he would be taking the full Hoyi ult, and he knew if he had done that, he would have died. So really an unfortunate situation there for Space Travel, who could have committed harder. Sure, Khan's in a lot of trouble now, though.
Yeah, gets ult there by the Nemesis, but he fires back at Ash with the perfect ult. Out comes Raijin ult. Kazrak is 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits. Ult comes out, not enough though. Raijin with another kill. Beautifully played. They saw that Sakanda, but you don't kill Chuck that easily. And just fully committed on that, pull on the ult, and put the damage down. That's what we want to see. No damage, early fights, no fear.
Total bait by Shurkan there. I thought he was in trouble. So did the enemy team. And you know what? He got there, he got Nemesis ulted, and then he turned that around with his team coming up to help him. That was a perfectly executed bait. You know, you think, oh, this guy's standing here, what an idiot. And then little do you know, the rest of his team comes around the corner, and you end up losing 2 members of your team. Great play by that second place Dream Team.
Yeah, with that Chuck heal and the ultimate, he was safe for a long time. Nemesis was stuck in the Ganesha ult, and Ganesha is so good with Nemesis, because as soon as Nemesis wants to pop the shield and gets some of the lifesteal back, boom, silence. Nope, shield is gone. So I really love the Ganesha into Nemesis.
Ganesh is really good into almost anyone, you know. Ganesh has such a strong presence in these team fights. He's great at peeling, he's great at engaging, you know, he's got a lot of positives. You know, I'm surprised that teams still let him get through because of how much of an impact he can have on the game.
Yeah, but because there's so many other options, and Raj is so good right now, Rataska is so good right now. You need to ban, you want to ban Hachiman, all comes in, B-Freak with a plug, but Jabba has no mana, should back off, but he should be fine. So, come back to your point. Thing is, yes, I would ban him, but I see other things I had to ban. So it's really hard, he's in a good spot right now.
Yeah, that's sort of the thing. He's just that one level under, completely broken, you know, and it's that, you know, there's so many things that are really, really strong that you got to take care of everything, but Ganesh is having a major impact in this team fight, and there he goes again.
And solo kill, and the solo lane, Shurkan with kill John God. And we talked about it, Chuck is so strong in the early game. Had the gate shield finish and used it. Used the ult. John got not even able to ult, thanks to the silence. So much damage on that Chuck and an easy solo kill there.
Yeah, that's what Chuck does well is he gets that early pressure, and that's what you're seeing now up 2 levels. So not just an early game Chuck, but a very fed early game Chuck, and that's really what's helping them.
Yeah, talking about early game fed. Rachaska putting damage onto the Nemesis. Virgil's running away. What comes out? He just comes out. And then he's not available. Ults him just to get him off. Gets the backup. John guns around, but that was a lot of burn.
Yeah.
Burnt the Aegis there. Good play by Jabba.
Yeah, Jabber there just putting pressure onto the back. Once Nemesis popped that Aegis, I think he should have just left, to be completely honest. But, he went in on it, got some stuff, got the Nemesis ult, so not a bad exchange for him by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, and Shirk and chucking down John Gone just with all attacks in the next down, putting him down to half-life. That Chuck is an issue right now. They need to control that. They need to stop John Gone from bleeding, get the level of this guy, and somehow put him into the late game. So what's always interesting to me is how Rachaska's played, because the EU Rachaska, the Captain Trick Rachaska, is a really tanky one. It's edge shield into Mystical Mail, just being a setup guy, staying in the fights forever. But knowing Jabba and knowing his playstyle, I expect a hard to get him. He wants to burst people down.
Yeah, you can absolutely pick some things up there. There's nothing wrong with having some damage, though. Some damage is definitely going to work. Jabber can, pick up Heartseeker and really start becoming a threat of his own to these people. Whereas, like you say, people like Captain Twink use more supporting, but here's V-Freak getting absolutely annihilated by this
Catch
team.
blow now, dance now with the Raiju, which is a jump on the Ganesha ult. This Ganesha ult is perfectly placed every time. They can't get out of it. Jabba missing the stun is a bit of trouble now. Virgil for him, but Outlaw is here. And Outlaw, you said it, he's a massive presence. He's in the front line, zoning out people. The silence nearly makes it possible to act, and they can't really follow up. They had a quick damage there.
Shirkan on the right. Shirkan on the right is absolutely going to take down John Gon. Tried to get that ultimate off, but just couldn't do it. Shirkan is being a complete bully at this point.
He's a huge bully, and do you put resource into that? This Chuck is 1.5k ahead of that Erlang. And he's proxy farming behind the tier 2 tower.
You know what? I mean, in fairness, he can see Nemesis on the left side there, so he knows the rotation isn't coming. Now, this Nemesis is getting absolutely destroyed now. So, really, at this point, it seems like, and here comes Jabber's ultimate.
Look for the kill, gets the kill onto Soul, dashes out. That's about his beast, but he seems fine to me.
Yeah, unless this V-Freak can get the pluck. He's a little too fast with that speed buff, though.
Yeah, the red is such a speedy god. And so no chance. So like Golfio is getting pulled about Outlaw space travel. But Freezing Fate is on the watch lane. So here's an ult up. Here comes Sobek a bit early, bit trigger happy, gets the reach though. And Shirkan is here, and you don't want to deal with Shirkan at this level. There's no one who can deal with him at all.
And John Gon can't really make a rotation. This is gonna have to be a Gold Fury. You know what?
They have to give it up. They cannot fight this.
You can't fight.
Even they can see them, but they're gonna die. All of them are gonna die. All comes up Ganesha, burns the Gold Fury, ship it down, drops down, and they're gonna get the Gold Fury. Follow the V-Freak. We've been in a bit of trouble here. Into 5 people, the team plucks one, but you will get away with that base drop. It's his first kill of the game, and a bitter last from Chuck.
I will admit, I do not like that they rotated over. That John Gon rotated over. I think John Gon should have stayed over there and kept clearing waves. I don't think any rotation was going to help. I think they should have just sort of given that up, let John Gon get some farm, and allow that Gold Fury to go down and get some farm. Now Shirkan's just going to be back here and bullying him because he's still ahead.
Hardcore would freeze in the left lane. Control the Outlaws out of mana, so no one have to put him up. But we saw it. He was behind early, but now he caught up. He has attack boots, he has fully stacked Devils, he's putting on tons of damage. And we already talked about auto special, and down goes John Gon again.
Yeah, John Gon there, in that 3-person, he was there surrounded by a bunch of people. He's in a really bad spot, and you're gonna fall when you bring that much of a heavy rotation over there. There's not a whole lot of survivability.
Yeah, looking at the graphs here, we have a 6k gold lead and a 6.5k experience lead. This game is snowballing right now. And we knew that. They picked for snowballing. They picked the Chuck, they picked the Cupid. They wanted that.
Yeah.
And so far, they're not able to stop it.
Yeah, and this whole team, the second place Dream Team, they've done that. They've done a great job of pressuring at all times, and that's very difficult to deal with. And you know, as much as this Subsist Gaming, they haven't been able to slow it enough. They've given up too many kills, and it's very difficult when you give up those kills, both mentally and experience-wise, to stay in the game. And at this point, that's what they need to do. They are down a large amount of gold, 6,000 gold, 7,000 experience. So they need to slow down and allow, avoid fighting at all costs, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to keep those towers safe. Might be fair to give up tier 1, defend your T2s. But as soon as more jokes are falling, double team here on the Julian left, goes down space, nearly fought back. Freezing Fate is doing a great job with the one situation. He feels like he's superior AD carry. But Outlaw is there all the time to save space travel. And Outlaw is one of the best guys I've ever seen him in this Smite Prime Asgard series.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is having that Ganesh over there to help you a lot is really what's keeping space travel in this game. I mean, I know he's 2-1, and he's actually up a level now, but he was having a really rough time, and ever since Outlaw's been going over there and helping out, he's been in a much better situation. Now Shirkan and John Gon is in trouble.
Why is John Gon boxing? It's Shark was full risky man over him, but no, it's going down now. Good response by Virgil Herrera. And we tried to hold out, but Jabba is here to finish that off, and Shurkan is chasing down the soul. He knows nothing. He blinks over the thing. Jabba goes in, he just comes out. They're gonna chase so much slow. There's no more dash, no more down. It's gonna fall. Two more attack, Jabba picks up the kill. Up. And he's a shining light for that team.
That was a fantastic triple ricochet there.
Yeah. I was so quick by the Shurkan attacks. Another one, miss another one, miss another one.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of trouble at that
point.
Don't let
Shurkan get out of that, please. Here comes a mark. Jump is triggered, he goes to the tower. Hit the one more attack, misses the one. Virgil finish that.
You know, he had something going up.
Come out, Cubital comes out, Rio comes out, Outlaws in the tower. All of a sudden. Hard bomb on Virgil. Oh, if that would be Blue Stitch, would be dead. A Blue Stitch would have killed Nemesis there. Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
So low, that was a crazy. You know, Ho Yi walked in there, Freezing Fate hit a beautiful triple ricochet, and then he missed about every single auto attack after it. It was such a case of, having a beautiful play and then following it up with nothing. If he would have got that, they would have been in a better position. Unfortunate that he misses those. It's actually really hard to hit auto attacks on a Chalk that Chalk wasn't trying to leave. Chalk was entirely just juking around, staying where he was, and it's really difficult to hit someone when they just don't want to be hit.
Yeah, Nemesis all on Cuba just to get off the speed buff. Nemesis wants defense speed buff. Doing good so far. So for me, the Shining Lights, it's Freezing Fate, it's Virgil Herrera. Both doing a decent game. They're stopping a bit of the over-aggression because right now they're getting over-aggressive here behind T2 towers, not getting for the objectives. So they might have a chance to that and blow it out. But Jabba is going with John Gon again. 2-1 the right lane, John Gon fighting back, but Virgil was just watching. He was like, yeah, this is Virgil, we'll kill you.
Yeah, and I think they're setting up for the Gold Fury here, and this is really what they need to do, is use this to push objectives, and then when they try and, contest those objectives, look to fight back, and Jabber looks to just be fighting as much as he possibly can be over there.
Yeah, we know, we see a main tournament, he's a fighter, and he likes it. They have to rotate 2 to 3 people on and just stop him. But in the meantime, Cupid is going for an easy Gold Fury. I don't think any contestation on that. John Gon hopping in, but he's afraid of dying. And the only damage I have for Yi is in the back line. Beefrix ult comes out, but this will do nothing at all. And Shurkan is, fight me! I'm a Chuck!
He's doing his best in the back, absolutely disrupting the back line. So this is what you're seeing. So big fight here now.
Oh, John Gon comes in and Space Travel manages to miss the Cupid ult, which is an art in its own. But still picks up the pick of John Gon. That's the 2 tower falling. It is possibly a Phoenix falling at 70 minutes in the game.
Dan's Land got in there with that ultimate and obliterated 3 people before they even realized he was hitting them. Raijin at this point does so much damage. That ultimate is so valuable. They might be able to go and straight get this Fire Giant here. I don't think you can contest, and if you do, I think Jabber might be able to pick you up on the backside.
Yeah, you talk about all the damage on Raijin. Chuck is 8k up on him.
Yeah.
And normally you see this is a fake damage because he boxes away that. They were not boxing solo lane, they were killing in solo lane.
Yeah.
No fake damage in that, now he goes for freezing.
Ooh, Shirkan does have to be a little careful here.
Baits in the dash, the special picks another kill. Beautiful rotation. So Shirkan went to his team, baiting him to dash onto him because he didn't have enough damage to kill him, he had his heal ticking. So they know that. And his whole team committed with all CCs they had. Great mass out of Dansland and gets a kill there.
Yeah, this is really good out of this blue squad here. You know, they're doing everything they possibly can to shut it down, to get as much. You know, Shere Khan's just such a bully, and behind him coming in with Dansland and you know, Jabber as well, doing a lot of damage. So that's a big one. And Space Travel's got to be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, really careful. Jabber is not there, but Soul's not there as well. So they're lagging a bit of damage there. But they managed to stop the bottom lane. It's a good thing they, as I said, delay the game as much as possible. Get to level 20 somehow, get to 5 items, get to 6 items. You have the late game, use it, but survive to that. Big Shackle comes in, Dancing followed up, Virgin Aura is really going down. Jabber picks up V-Flick in the back, trying to chase him down. Might not get him, Sobek on his force, but blinks over by Jabber. Misses a bit of his shoe, but Nautic will finish the deal. And there we go. Some tower taunting. And not nice guys. They're a bit rude. A bit rude.
Hey,
They're to each other.
You know what? You see that sometimes. Everyone's got their own way to enjoy the game. For some people, that is, you know, throwing out those taunts a little bit. Sometimes they're friendly, sometimes they're not. And now it looks like they're going to start up the Fire Giant. And this is, you know, the last one wasn't really contestable. They gave it up and killed Hou-Yi instead. This one they're going to contest, and it looks like they're full committing to it.
Yeah, talk about contesting. Chuck is contesting Soul and John Gone in a bit. Keeping them respected. Not even getting close to Fire Giant.
And John Gone has had such a rough game. He's actually a level below Eradicate. Eradicate is actually a level up on the solo laner. You know, that's tough. Like, you're sitting in this situation where your own teammate, your mid laners this season get no farm, right? Well, right now you have a guy that's ahead of you in solo lane, so it's really unfortunate, and Shere Khan here is just bullying everyone.
Well, you talk about it being sad that your mid lane's ahead of you. What about the enemy support to the W?
Yeah, that one's actually even more acceptable just because of how many towers Outlaw's gotten for his team and how many towers his team's gotten. And here comes a big damage from Dansland.
Yeah, Dansland chunking down the Nemesis. No chance to live there. Jabber goes to the Phoenix up when Eradicate gets the kill. Can he get out to Phoenix suffering? 2 minutes just like, yeah, you guys are the fighting. I do objectives here. And Dansland looking for the kill. He's hungry, so the V-Flick gets messed out of his dash. Beautiful by Dansland there.
Ooh, absolutely. And now, I mean, they could get this middle Phoenix, or, you know, I don't think you're going to be able to stop them from taking this right here.
That's too late. It's too late. Now they're out. Interesting. Big Fix jumps into 4 people trying to take a Dansland. But all you get for that is a bit of taunting.
Yeah, Dansland there was out of position, but I mean, his whole team was there, and his whole team had so much damage, so it didn't really matter that he was out of position because they could peel for him, they could return so much damage. At this point, I think they're just going to back up and get those towers, and a surrender vote has been started. And
yeah, I got to go through. We got to look at Golden Hand here. We got 2.5k for Ateska, a bit more than 2k for Chuck, nearly 2k for Ganesh, and the Q with a good chunk as well. So there's going to be some big item finishes if they need it. They're going to push down those 2 towers at least, I think. Then they're going to go shopping, and afterwards just run down the base.
Yeah, it gives you more gold getting these towers. It also lowers the Titan's HP. You know, it gives them less of an HP pool, which is minorly helpful. Sometimes it's the difference between ending the game and not ending the game. You are only 22 minutes in, so actually being at the point now where you can end the game is a little tricky. So see them pick tricky. Up.
Titans to damage, Phoenixes to damage. Just want to see them back and, well, take the gold for you while we're there, and then finish the game like this.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the plan. Is get this back to base, and if you still have Fire Giant, maybe go and end the game. If not, maybe they'll wait until the Fire Giant comes up, depending on how. We'll see how fast they want to do this, or if they want to, slow play it and make absolute certain. But they are 22k up, so that's definitely a pretty big gold lead.
And 24-3, take the kill line. So this is really sad. 0-6 on the Sobek, 0-7-1 on the Dragon. There's no existing front line.
Yeah.
So
Shere Khan's over here literally willing to fight all 5 of them. He's trying to bring all 5 of them together, and there's still nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, this is a 5v1 situation. Shere Khan nearly gets it on gun. And here comes Ocha's gold, Monaco with Phaetex, all comes out, but here comes the Chuck, even has that. He forced the 45 handed, and now he kills Freezing Fate. Look for John Gunn again, he has his eyes on John Gunn for the whole game. Look at that, look at the Chuck damage. He said he's been late game, but he's in late game, no one else is in late game. He's a huge human. Reek taking off damage. With a roar, has to beat the Aegis out. The Ul comes out. They all scramble back to their base, but they can't do all that much with the. They just lost basically a 1v5, and then there was a 2v5, and then they get killed.
Yeah, they were worried about, obviously the team showing up, so they were a little afraid. Once Jabber showed up, he had the damage to bring down one of those people. At this point, you're going to see the big fight here to try and win this game. If they can get a couple people dead, it's game over, I think.
Yeah, Return dies. They didn't need those kills, they just want those kills. They just put it down to 30, just to make it so look better. 33, good stat line, I like that. Thank you guys. Oh, one more kill. Freezing spawn, but gonna kill him. Titan is really low, gets down, but they're gonna kill another game. They're gonna be 30. Thank you guys. 33, good score right there. Titan goes down, and second place Dreams might have a first place Dream here.
That was something for sure, and Shirkan there got really big and then made it work. I mean, I guess that's pretty much the dream you're hoping of when you pick Chalk. If you can get that ahead, you can do that much work. You're absolutely going to get to do a lot of damage. So a great game by him. Great game by that entire team, really.
Yeah, Jabber looked really strong. But actually, for me, player of the game, Outlaw. He had such a presence. He was denying anything they did to fire back on him. And he was just there like, nope. Oh.
Yeah, that Outlaw had a phenomenal impact on the game. And that's what Ganesh does. If he can get in there, he can get those ultimates off, get those silences. He's really hard to deal with, and he really disrupts you in ways that most other supports can't. So I think that's a good pick. For me, it was Dansland. When he showed up to those fights, he was making people absolutely disappear. That triple kill under the tier 2 tower was phenomenal. I didn't even, it wasn't a 1 and then a 2 and then a 3. It was all 3 at one time. So phenomenal by him. Single-handedly, won that team fight, and really just a great game by all 5 of them. There's really no weak spot there.
Yeah, but shout out to Freezing Fate. That he made himself look good in a bloodbath of a game. This is the hardest part you can do. So he put a decent amount of damage, he got the 1-on-1s down, and he had Space Shuttle's number for a long amount of the game, and only because of Outlaw's presence in the dual lane, Space Shuttle were able to catch up and then even overtake him. So great game, but we're gonna be back with the second game of the evening. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you stay tuned. We're on Smite Prime, and we can see you later. Welcome back to the second game of the evening, which actually is a third round game. So we're in semi-finals, if I recall rightly, and we got Brooklyn Esports, and we get on the other hand we got
Gem
Gem
Jesters.
Jester. All the gems. Like it's a bit
I'm
confusing today, but we get through it. I'm still Trollcom. This is still Emo, and we're happy to bring you the second Pixel Band of the day.
I'm here to always fill in when you accidentally forget the names. These things happen. As long as you don't forget the name of Mort Brooklyn Esports, who have the player Mort Brooklyn. Obviously, I would hope naming the team after himself. So this is going to be a good game, I think.
I gotta put it nicely. Say it shows confidence in yourself.
Well, at least we know who the carry's supposed to be. Whether or not he does that is another is a sometimes we all have bad games. I'm just saying.
As far as I know, Mort Brooklyn is a support player, so those guys have a lot of issues carrying sometimes. But on the other hand, we have in the team for James Jesters, we have Left Syndrome Rescue Ace, two big names in the Challenger Cup. Left Syndrome, one of my favorite supports to watch on pro streams and anything, so I'm gonna hype for that. And we have an early Ravana pickup.
Yeah, Ravana. I've seen him early in 2 games now, and sort of an interesting thing for me is that Ravana is really good early. I didn't expect him to be desired at this point, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think he's still a viable jungler. He's still a good pick, but I don't think he's a first pick with all those great picks on the board. I mean, Raijin is banned, but Hachiman's an option here. So is Izanami. And Rachaska being awesome. So
Hachiman is definitely an option. It's just a question of if these teams want that. I mean, with it being so new, with most of these players not having played it a ton, I would assume, it depends. I would assume that some hunters just don't really like him and some are really hot on him. That's generally how you see on these new released gods.
Yeah, and most players who spend a lot of time scrimming or playing tournaments, they don't really. The only other thing they do is playing ranked. So in all those 3 options, there's no Hachiman. So I think we go for a basic Yu gap comp.
Yeah,
which is like the key dual lane right now. Like Gap is the embodiment of supporting, and Yi is like the show of AD carry for everything we see him basically every game. He's performing always good. He has a great area ult. He has good box potential. He has a stun. He has a good escape. So he's just an overall great AD carry.
Yeah, I do like that to pick up those 2 strong picks at this point. It's just a good idea. Ganesh is already banned out, so Geb probably the best of the supportive supports left. The Soul on the other side, I wouldn't be surprised to see more Brooklyn Esports ban out the Fafnir. Generally, you'll see Soul and Fafnir ran together at this point. That I think you could definitely see that one, and obviously the Gem Jesters are going to ban out a lot of mids. There's the Fafnir ban.
Yeah, you called it right. In last game, you called for a Ganesha ban. You got your Ganesha ban. Now you call it a Fafnir ban. You get a Fafnir ban. And for me, Gap, Fafnir, and Ganesha are the top 3 supports right now by quite a mile. So Gem Jesters are forced into an awkward support pick, but I always recall Left Syndrome as being an Athena player. Athena goes in most team comps really good, so I can see that here.
You could. And I think that people always sleep on supports a little bit and on how good supports actually are and how much of an impact they can have. They don't do a whole lot of damage up front, but they are still really good. Izanami banned out. She did get buffed a little bit, so interesting to see her get banned out. It's been a long time since I've seen an Izanami ban.
I'm kind of disappointed. I really want to see it tonight, but we still got finals to see that. But how she felt, like those 2 buffs are like minor on paper, but they're huge for the gameplay experience. So your escape being that much quicker, get you out of low situations. And it's actually good. Since it's quicker now, it's actually a really good escape. And the ult is really useful since you can hit it without that huge delay on it. I'm going for a Sobek. Sobek is basically, he's the 4th support right now. He's the option to go for. Seems rest is bad, so we like that. And he's aggressive, and he can help the damage to get some early kills there. Tunatina picked up the Scylla here.
I like Scylla. I think people sleep on Scylla a little bit. She does handle getting into the late game pretty well. Her clear isn't bad. Everyone always says that her clear is bad, but it's on par with most other late game mids. It's they've buffed that over the years so that it's not that bad. And a Chalk, we just saw what Chalk can do. So it, locked in. That's definitely a good pickup for them.
That's a great pickup. Well, I'm not a huge fan of Scylla in the current meta just because, yeah, in the higher team games, people just learned how to focus it down easily. And there's so many heaven agilities that she has issues hitting the ultimate without any real setup. So Scylla's in a different spot. She can be great, she has all the damage in the world, and even if you miss your ult in late game, those crushes are helpful enough. She way
Yeah.
picked up for the ADK position, solid AD carry. She's seen enough play with a crit build. She's just a monster to deal with in the late game. Love Base team comes really, I'm really interested to see how that goes down. But we're gonna see you in 3 minutes and see you then. for your game is a free farming gap. Don't you know that?
Well, you know what? It gets him some levels, gets him to clear out a little bit. So I'm sure he's not going to complain. You know, supports love getting free farm.
They do. And solo lanes and junglers love burning active that will do in the right lane. Sprint down and horrific ambush down for Ravana and Chakra repeatedly. So
Yeah.
good damage out of the Gem Jesters there.
Yeah, Gem Jesters really, you know, sort of got the better of that trade, and I didn't think they would with the Nemesis, but just could out trade them. Although not an invade though, so you know, they're not going to lose too much farm. Just going to take some damage from it. But Matt Mitchie will heal up most of that when he clears out these camps, and that Bumba's Mask heals him right up.
That was kind of interesting because Soul and so big for Gem Jesters. The move which is a speed buff, but it only clears a small one. Light, they cleared the speed buff. They cleared the full buff, never picked up right now. A big engage in mid lane. Tina jumps in on Jamo, but takes a lot of damage back. And Mutamoro, Mike Muratora is not really able to deal any damage back to that.
Yeah, doing what they can there. You know, with this double ADC in mid and start, it is an interesting thing. And Mort Brooklyn's actually taking a lot of damage. He gets soloed out by Risky Ace. I guess that's why you don't leave your support alone in that lane.
At least not for so long. We all know that the AD carry stays in mid for a few waves and pushes them. But you don't let a gap go there for such a long time because he doesn't have a lot of tools to deal with it way early, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely not the best clearing support is Geb. So, an unfortunate for him, he's gonna fall and you know, putting the team a little bit behind. Now Risky Ace is just gonna have a little bit more farm, you know, in that 500 gold from First Blood.
But here comes the gang, and here goes the gang.
Yeah,
Richie was looking over, but he said, yeah, it's a Jingwei. I can't really do a whole lot with a level 2 gap on her. So he just backs off and doesn't try to take any farm.
Yeah, that's an okay thing. Jingwei pre-5 though is gankable somewhat, so a little surprised there wasn't a big commit. Tina goes on Risky Ace, but Left Syndrome is here to help out now.
Yeah, that's dangerous here. Possibly jumped in. Left Syndrome looking for the dash though, but misses completely. Dash into the wall. More Brooklyn is here now trying to defend, but there's more people coming. Oswald on the back and Ambuel on his chase. Misses Ice and Dice. Jump by Hui. I'm gonna look for the gap here, but not enough to CC, and without Left Syndrome having this dash up, not a lot of setup there. So
yeah, that was just a little mistake by Left Syndrome there. He was doing a good job to cut him back. At some point, Tina needed to, you know, pass in front, and I think Left Syndrome just thought, okay, well now it's going to happen. He was cutting him off diagonally. That was a great play, and unfortunately just misread it a little bit, and that happens. So Left Syndrome misses the pluck. They give up the kill there. Unfortunately, they don't get one. They should have, but these things happen.
Yeah, I take full blame for that because I cursed him. Talked good about him, and now he missed another pluck. I'm sorry, Left Syndrome. I will never do it again. You suck at playing Smite, and you're really bad at so big.
A big fight over here in the right. Haddix is going to kill Not Nixon if he chooses to dive here. Oh.
Get the 2 out, but here's Matt Mitchie, and Haddix doesn't have a lot of chill to deal with that. 1 hit, 2 hit, Soul Punch comes out, down goes Osiris. So 1-for-1 trade, but assist for the blue team.
Yeah, Haddix there had to go in there and try and make something happen. He saw the solo, but unfortunately Matt Mitchie was just there, and that, you know, at some point when the jungler shows up and you're low, there's not much you can do, and that's exactly what that situation was.
Yeah, Matt Mitchie had to incredibly fail there to get him out there, and both know that. So Osiris Haddix was not even moving all too much. He was like, he accepted his fate.
Yeah.
He did solo right there.
Yeah, you know, you just see the guy show up, you give him a juke just for good faith's sake, and brings you down. So, unfortunate there, but Haddix still gets the solo onto the Chalk, and Chalk doesn't get the kill back. So it's a slight win for Haddix.
Yeah, we talk a lot about mental things, and this is a feel good kill. Like, yes, you got down, yes, you got even in the end, but you got him on your own.
Yeah.
Gotta feel good about that one.
That's absolutely a positive thing, and Haddix has really been getting the better of this lane so far, I feel. He's actually down a level, but every time I look over there, he's taking a lot of damage, and so that's something to consider. Though, his Chalk is slightly ahead still.
Yeah, his level's gonna have a look at the net worth, and there we go. He's 100 gold behind, so I would call this lane completely even, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely even in terms of XP and gold, but it has seemed like Haddix has gotten the slight better of these engagements so far, at least.
Yes, Gagel's solo kill always after. Osiris is a good matchup against Shark because he can just shut down that heal And Chuck is so reliant on that in the early game before any tank items. So good play there, good pick there. And maybe a bit of a mispick of the Chuck in the matchup.
I don't. I understand that, but I don't hate the chalk pick into the Osiris simply because you can clear wave from kind of afar. And Osiris is a god that really wants to box. So you
Plug on Fiddle mid lane, big damage of soul, follow up by his nemesis. Can't get the last hit, he just comes out.
Yeah, luckily the Aegis came out in the Geb shield, so that's big in there. You know, that's the benefit of the Geb. I think when that shield came out, the Aegis came out, they weren't going to dive into it. So just pressure, this sort of sneaky, random pressure there coming out.
Yes, if we look for some more kills in the mid lane, I have a bit of a lag issue right here. In the meantime, Haddock, we talked about it, killed not Nixon once again.
Yeah, that was a good job on his part there to go over and get that solo kill. And now the fight is going on in mid.
Yeah, Nemesis a little more broken moment will do it. Left to the finishing off. Double hit by the Scylla. Left him next to the list. Again, cannot juke it again. Mad Mitch locks the chase. He has not enough mana, but here's Mike Matoro. Gets him with an auto attack.
That's beautiful, and that's what you want out of your Scylla there, hitting that big ult and, you know, really made it work. Now fighting the left lane here, Risky Ace has to ult out of there, but Tina Tuna's still on the chase, giving it up now, but big one over there. Big one everywhere, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep him having some big ones because now he has Headaches looking for the chase down on Matt Mitchie and Matt Matore. Mike Matore, I'm sorry about this. Yeah, Tina should have the better right now because Tina was going into tech speed boots.
Yeah.
Risky Ace just have those Devil Gloves, not that much deck yet, so Risky Ace gotta outscale Tina quite quickly. But he just needs those boots, and until he has them, he's gonna get outtraded all the time.
Yeah, that's just something that you can, you know, where you pick those up, and it's a little risky, you know. If you get the boots, it's a little safer. If you go into the Devo straight away, it's a little riskier. You give up some attack speed, but in return, you get those stacks online earlier. So it's just one of those personal preference. If you think you can survive early, go into the Devos and get the boots later on.
So you're trying to tell me that Risky Ace is playing risky?
No, oh yeah, I am. I guess I am. Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. That's
telling me. Red buff away to Tina and Gavin there. Try to take his buff, take that away, and leave one small minion just for good measurement. That's quite the mean move. But here's left Syndrome now, going for the chase, looking for more Brooklyn. Full team chase. Knockdown is down. Here comes the plug. Oswald with the ult. Ult comes out. But here goes Risky Ace with the ult. He actually comes down. Can he stop it? No! Left Syndrome misses the knockup. So more Brooklyn, after all those ults wasted him, gets out there. But here's still another fight. So that's one away from Soul.
That was a good job by Mort Brooklyn to wait until he got Nem ulted to use his Cataclysm. The Cataclysm will, because of your CC immunity, get you a little bit of slow immunity, and then get that shield, get that rollout, and that's really a big job there for Mort Brooklyn to survive, because he, by all means, should have been dead, and luckily found his way out of there.
Yeah, so that's actually played this kind of well. He was looking for the knock-up in the roll. He was waiting with it was terrible. He was waiting for the roll. But he was out of range, and so Brooklyn was rolling to freedom, being a happy stone.
Yeah, and that's really, you know, Geb is sort of one of those supports that you sort of have to. He does have that rollout, but it's not really a true thing. Tina here in actually quite a lot of trouble is getting the better of that, but Left Syndrome showing up now.
Oh, here's a plug, but gets beat out, but there's no follow-up. Jigway ult comes out. Can he get the ult attack? No. No, he slows the Sobek ult, so another wasted ult, another failed gang into the team.
Yeah, that
was killing his best here, but he is just very unlucky so far.
Yeah, and that was Tina was getting the better of that exchange in the 1v1 there, just a little bit ahead of Risky Ace, but Risky Ace I think was baiting a little bit because they knew that support was coming over. Left Syndrome was on his way, so just waiting it out, and then once they saw that engaged and almost got Tina, got the beads, but couldn't get the final hit, bring down the kill, and so almost doesn't really count, does it?
So you played a bit risky with that bait?
Oh, we're not doing this again. We've done this once today.
You said it, not me. Headaches, it's a 5 Mad Mitchie. Pulls up some damage, Chuck's taken over, but no one's really want to fight there. Just a bit of solo poking, petting those damage stats quite a bit. Always great to look good in the end screen.
Yeah, that always helps. You know, you get some damage here. Not Nixon, you know, really doing a good job though of boxing out with Haddix. Haddix does have the advantage, so probably don't want to be boxing too much, but got to clear the wave somewhat. So Haddix really just being annoying.
Yeah, bigger fight there in the mid lane. Mad Mitchie going down really low. But here's more Brooklyn now. Gets a 2-man ult, left to him. Let's see what the stuff through it. But that's not a follow-up. And Nixon is low. Mad Mitchie's low. Gets all by Cyrus. Has the ult on his own. But no, it's not Nixon in a bit of trouble. Emerson John chase down. Oswald picks up the kill.
Yeah, beautiful job by him. Oh, Matt Mitchie's very low under that tower. Left syndrome also very low, but completely safe. And that was a big fight there. Everyone got low at some point, but luckily the only person to drop is not Nixon. And now we're gonna see them start up this portal demon.
Yeah, we're seeing the more broken praises all game, but this ult was premature. He thought he did a good thing there, to get a lot of people in there. Only got two tanks, and no one was close to follow it up. And now portal demon is down. More broken a bit later to the station, so easy objective for the team of Gem Jesters.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't just turn and kill Mort Brooklyn there. He'd rolled in. His dash was clearly down. I don't know why they didn't just turn and kill him. They just let him walk away.
Well, the major engage tool is called Left Syndrome, and Left Syndrome had like maybe 100 HP. And they have no wards down there, so they don't know who is behind it.
That's understandable. I mean, I guess it was one of those. Now they're going to go on Matt Mitchie here, so.
Yeah, it's all the down from the last team fight, but he has a speed buff there, but now he's another speed buff. Here's Oswald, here's the damages. It looks for the slow, looks for another one. Gets rooted up, it's still up beautifully.
Yeah, that's a good job to peel. Sometimes as a mid laner, you're the one doing you're the one getting peeled for. Sometimes there, we saw Mike Maturo there getting the peel, doing it for his team. So good job by him.
So there's an interesting fun fact. Never above AD carries are up there. So we're doing a lot of fighting, but they're also doing a lot of farming. But all the big team fighting was on the right side lane. Those AD carries, as soon as they start shorting a team fight, they're going to be making a huge impact.
Yeah, both exactly, and that's what you're seeing.
Two Cantina with another beautiful ricochet get there, but Jingwei able to just stop that. And it's a kill in the mid lane, it's another kill in the mid lane. Mike Mutaro is dead, so is Left Syndrome. Oswald's coming out. Emil with a push, and now Matt Mitchell, beautiful gap shield.
That was a good one.
Saving them there.
That was a good play by a mule there on the Soul. As soon as that Scylla went into the ultimate, Soul threw the her ult directly where Scylla was, so the knockup didn't happen, but you're taking all the ticks of that damage as Scylla was trying to get that I'm a Monster off. So a big one there, and a good job to bring down that Scylla in return for losing your own support.
Yeah, and so before Scylla, we take the trade every day. More Rocket should be dead here. Emil with the last hit, beautiful ult attack there, gets him down, and puts down is Gem Jesters 74 this game.
And Risky Ace there is proxying behind that tower there. The Hoi ult was down, but getting that proxy, getting that wave, and, that's a good job forcing the back out of Tunatina.
Yes, Tunatina was getting the double matchup for a long time. But right now, it's just like switching in the favor of Risky Ace. Now they're looking for gold for you. Tunatina is head to tower. Can't do a lot. Scylla and Michia, though, they are close, and they can stop it. Scylla has no ult, another Michi. No confirm there. Scylla going to confirm. And gets it, even though it was really close. That's a rush. That was quite a dangerous play.
Oh god, we're not doing this again. We can only once a game. You get it once a game. If they win this game and go on to the finals, you can do it once more.
Okay, I gotta get a good one.
At this point, though, they're in a bad spot here. They're gonna take this mid tower now, so. That's the first tower of the game, falling down and going towards the side of Mort Brooklyn Esports.
Yeah, good reaction there. So, yes, they got the goal for you, and yes, they're low, yes, they're all backed. So take something. Get something for your rotations, and they took a mid tower. And mid towers are very important. All the map pressure, all the fall break region for the Soul is not really safe so far. And this might be a good thing. It might make it easier to gank mid lane.
I do like that Mike Maturo seems to be getting, he's gotten the 3 kills, 3 of the 4 kills are onto him, so, and Risky Ace there taking quite a bit, burns those beads, and now they're going to look to get this kill, but Mort Brooklyn using that knockup allowed Jingwei to dash off of it. That was an unfortunate thing. He needed that CC, but that got him out there.
Yeah, so you can CC while not CCing. It's a bit sad. Jingwei is like basically countering a lot of Guardians, like Bacchus, Gab, or Sobek. Just with that very unique smart mechanic of the dash jump.
Yeah, it is a really interesting and really cool mechanic. It's just incredibly frustrating when you're the support that needs that knockup.
Yeah, and while we have like small time, I want to have your opinion. So we talked about the God nerfs a lot basically screen.
Yes.
But there was another big time nerf this patch, and it was High of the Urge.
Yeah, and I mean, we have seen it on the Geb here. Mort Brooklyn has gone into it. No one else has so far. I think it was a needed nerf, but it's one of those now of, are people going to pick it
Yeah,
up?
Tulatino was left the welcome. Oswald with a reputation. Another bait by Risky Ace. Get was losing the trade, but knew the support was coming through part of the jungle. So Oswald with a kill there, and Tulatino falling again.
Yeah, good job by them. Tunatina's been really fighting really hard over there, so finally gets a kill onto Tunatina. So at this point, good job for Risky Ace and for Oswald as well, going over there and getting that kill for them.
Gabble comes out, just stops the siege into tier 2 tower, but I didn't see any need there. The tower was in real danger, it wasn't a follow-up, so Gabble a bit wasted. So for that Urchin, we have used to see an Urchin on every god of the game. We're used to 3 to 4 Urchins per game in every game.
Yeah.
And now there's only one. And even though it had a minor protection decrease and a minor price increase. So,
It is. I think it needed to. When you're seeing an item get picked up on everyone, it's not a bad idea to give that item just a slight nerfing, and that's what they did. So I don't mind the nerf, and I think now that you are still seeing it on one, maybe another god will pick it up at some point. I think that's a lot better of place for it. But I liked the nerf, to be honest. It was just a small little nerf that's changed the way that it works.
but I don't think that nerf really hit it that hard. Just no player has an excuse to not pick it up again because they think most at the mid lane like it. Oh, big! Oh, Scylla gets Herix down to nearly a 10th of his HP, and Big Sprint comes out, and not Nixon runs out for his life.
Yeah,
both Scyllers get punished really hard by both mage ults, and they see run away and reset the fight, but left Scylla arrives now to protect the tower.
Yeah, and everyone's over here now, full 4-man on this right side for both teams. Osiris still in base. Pluck on
Pluck
to
on Brooklyn, but yes, no ult. He might be in a bit of danger. Beautiful Soul who hits a lot of people. Ult comes out. Sobek comes down. Can he come? They're gonna stop the roll. Sobek comes in, gets the kill. Left center finally successful with one of his ultimates. Gets the kill of this diagonal position in Brooklyn, and the dive continues.
Yeah, Left Syndrome now under tower, taking that tower up, and they bring down Matt Mitchie, and now the only one under that tower is not Nixon. He gets brought down as well, so a good job by them, and now they can look to start up this Fire Giant. Jingwei has made the full rotation. That was a planned call. They were going to dive that and then go for this Fire Giant, so you got Risky Ace and Mule. This is going to be shredded down very quickly.
So we had Nemesis pushing a tier 1 tower, a Sobek trying to get a speed buff, and meanwhile 3 of his friends are doing Fire Giant. That's a perfect spread.
Yeah, and I think that because Nemesis was doing that and Sobek was doing that, you didn't expect them to be committing to the Fire Giant. Now obviously more Brooklyn Esports knows that, but up until then, I don't think they knew that that was what was going on. I think they just thought that those 3 had left or gone back to base, or maybe even Portal Demon at most.
Yeah, more Brooklyn so far. He has no protection. He has a bunch of life. With a Wingblade, he has the Urchin, but protections-wise, he's really low down. But he has no stacks on the Urchin. And as soon as he gets that thing stacked, he's still pretty squishy pickable. See what they did? They knew he blew his ult on the left tower, that push of Jingwei. So they knew he could plug him really easily, block him, kill him without getting ulted and all die. So beautiful play there, knowing the cooldowns, and realize that he is not as tanky as you might think.
Yeah, and that's a big point there, is realizing that his ult was down, and that really changed the way that they went on him, and I like that decision. That's just a good idea. There you go, see Risky Ace soloing that Gold Fury, and now there's a big fight under mid.
Yeah, Enix goes in to 4 people. First victim of that is Mike Morishora. Gets a capture, gets the Aegis. Everything get out, but he's slow. He gotta find him more. Out comes the Cyrus hold. Here he pops. Gets down, but here's a comeback. Big hold of Tark and G, but Sprinter doesn't get. Having agility is so important in every team fight these days.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing it there, and that was a situation where that Sobek ult, that giant Sobek ult, helped bring down Mike Maturo, and now there's just a siege going on, and Less Syndrome's the first one in.
Goes on the tower and gets killed. That's the Sobek syndrome. If you miss that dash, you suffer for it. Oh, Tulatino so low in the back, and here's Oswald looking for that kill. Looking for more attack, has the speed buff, has attack speed, and runs out. You cannot run away from it. Nemesis has a speed buff, a Heart Seeker, and a Mazatuda. That god is on high speed.
Yeah, and I think that Oswald there was in a really bad spot, just looking to try and pick up something. Now Risky Ace and Amul, the only 2 there, but Risky Ace turning that around, doing so much damage.
Yeah, but Mike Maturo respawned, and now he's looking to defend that, but he can't. Amul Soul, for being a mage, he put so much damage into Phoenix, but now he can't take more hits, and the Phoenix will have Risky Ace look to finish it, but sharked it away. He just runs in. Can he get it? Beautiful block. Not Nixon. Body blocks all the shot and saves his own Phoenix. Wonderful.
That was a beautiful job there. Losing that Phoenix was a big issue, and now a Mule. It looks like they really want this. It looks like Haddix is going to be the one that's going to walk in there and tank it up, or potentially just kill it himself. He can't auto attack it down.
It was a miscommunication. It was first was like, "Hey Saul, you got that? Immunal, can you get it?" Yeah, sure, no problem. I got that. Nope, didn't get it. Couldn't take it long enough. And then there was left Risky. Okay, I can get it, but beautiful clever check. Plugs come in on the Scylla again. Charcoal don't can stop that. Other monster comes out. Look for targeting, but he's low. Looks for it. Gets the hit on Haddix and left Syndrome. Not the best target, but still of damage. And Matt Mitchie able to finish. Excellent. Big Gold comes out. Gets Tunatina down. Left Syndrome with a knockup. All comes out. Knock Nixie, you're in trouble. Bring it out there. No dash available. Oh, it just came way too late. Matt Mitchell is down there. Wood Rocky gets thrown there for good measurement. Let's roll out, and Matt Mitchie now back to the chase. Now, this Phoenix should be down now.
Yeah, and Matt Mitchie there is on 1 health. He can't get out, and so now they get this Phoenix. Now they can fully disengage. Now they've done all this work. You know, they have a bunch of gold in hand. Actually, they really don't have that much gold. Just getting that. The only one that has a lot of gold there is Amul on that Soul, because that was the only person that stayed. Everyone else had gone back to base, but 3,000 gold for Soul in hand, so that's going to be helpful. They're going to
get that looks like a rot.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a Rada Tahuti, and now it gets this other tower, so a little bit even more gold. So 3,400 gold for Soul. That's going to be a Rada Tahuti, and potentially something else as well.
Yeah, I can sell a Soul Stone, get a tier 2 item, or just go for some active upgrades. Never a bad thing. But both actives are down, so you usually do not go for the upgrade then. And it's a magic focus.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want. Is you want a bunch of damage, picking up that Rada Tahuti, picking up what's assumedly going to become potentially a Obsidian Shard would be my guess.
Yeah, 100%. Like Soul so far doesn't have a whole lot of N. It's only a Spirit of Divination giving you a lot in the boots. So having a look at the damage charts here. Still on top, because in all those team fights, those solos were hurting a lot of people in a lot of different places.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is you're doing a lot of damage, you know, and Souls, especially with 30 flat pen is quite a lot of pen, and it is doing true damage to Mike Maturo, and that's his big target this game.
So then we have that big push going. Red Tower should be going down. What's the plan? What is the winning option for the blue team here?
Well, they need to win a fight. It's that simple. At this point, they need to sit under their Phoenixes. They need to win a fight. And does look like they are going to go here on this Fire Giant. You could look to steal it, but I think you're going to have to
be dropping it until they get there. There's so much damage hunting away and Soul. They couldn't even touch it.
Yeah, at that point, you just back up. You go back. You fight under Phoenix. You fight under towers. Maybe you try and get a buff here and there, but don't do anything crazy. Don't try and fight them outside of the towers or outside of the Phoenixes, and let them come to you is what you have to do at this point. Pick up as much farm as you can get where you know 100% you're safe. Get those wards out. But really at this point, the Gem Jesters have to make a mistake in order for Mort Brooklyn Esports to win.
Yeah, I'm going to be more specific. I think Risky Ace or a Mule is really what makes a mistake. Because they need to kill those.
Yeah.
It's a 6 item Jingwei and a 5 items Soul. It's going to hurt.
Ooh, and left syndrome there gets both the Scylla's active, so that's something. And now the fight can engage here.
Risky Ace get the first kill, Mort Brooklyn going down. Twitch shot down. Osmo getting time by Tina. So the ult comes out, but it's just to get even more movement speed. Runs out. Emira said, puts on another huge ult, gets all kill. Hedrix just face taking still said, yep, come at me.
Yeah, and this is where you are. I mean, the two players up you have alive are both damage dealers, but you need a tank, you need someone to take care of them, and now they're going to have to do their best to try and keep this Titan alive.
Yeah, both dashed her down, and Sobek sees it, Sidham gets the plug on Tina, and she gets demolished immediately. So there should be only still between 5 people in the tower, and he has a 5-minute wave, and he will even take a lot of damage on Mike Maturo on the second, and Titan goes down.
Yeah, that was sort of what was going to happen. You know, they played the fight okay, but they were just so behind at that point. You go in, when you're levels and levels behind, it's really hard. Playing okay isn't good. They had to have some amazing defense. Fortunately, they couldn't. They just ended up in a bad spot, down a lot of gold, and the Gem Jesters get the victory.
Yeah, I think it was partly the Chuck pick. Because we said earlier in the last game, and we see what Chuck can do, but if Chuck does not do that in the first 10 minutes of the game, he will not start doing it at one point. He was keeping semi-tanky nuisance. He was ignored a lot. So he's basically an AoE 3-second silence.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Just a tough game for him. He had a really tough lane into Haddix. Haddix really beat up on him for quite a while there, and so all in all, though, not a bad game, and this team is moving on to the finals.
We're in the finals, and I'm just gonna put that out. In the finals, I want to see Hachiman versus Izanami.
I would absolutely love to see a Hachiman today. To be completely honest, I want to see how these teams make it work.
Yeah, if those teams can hear me, it's just an idea. Both are really good in the current meta, and they're fun to watch. I never casted them, so please be nice. But we're gonna see if they listen to my advice. So bring us up in the next game. See you guys later.
this love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Yeah, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the finals of a daily Battle of Asgard 5-on-5 tournament? We got Gem Jester that we see last game in the left corner in the blue pants, and we got Phoenix Esports. We got our second semifinal, so it took them quite long on the red team. I'm still Troublegum. With me is still Emo. Emo, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. We haven't seen the Cynics team yet in this tournament. They've been on the other side of the bracket from all of our games, so sort of a mystery to me, and maybe a mystery to Gem Jesters. Although some of these players, high level ranked players, they've probably run into each other at least a few times, so there'll be some familiarity. But I don't know. Obviously, these teams haven't played each other yet in this tournament, so this is it. This is your finals. So let's see what they can pull out.
This is my finals. This is my Hachiman versus Nami game. I can feel it. On the LCS Esports, I recognize the name of Muffin Man. Well, I'm not that much into the American Challenger League, so my three
Yeah.
They managed to get to the finals, so show me what they got.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to see how these teams pull out here in terms of bans. RTO's already banned out. Soul and Kakulin actually is who's banned out, and then the Raijin ban. That's not surprising after his quality of life. I need to promote that all the time. Osiris picked up though, so that'll be interesting. That'll be a good aggressive Soul laner for Haddix to play on.
Yeah, we saw Haddock as Cyrus last game, and there was absolutely no reason to not pick him up again. He performed awesomely, had great control over team fights, bullied Chuck in lane, which is not the easy thing to do. So I really like that pick here.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad. If he feels like he can aggress, he feels like he can bully, then I think he's absolutely going to have a good job. And Scotty, there's a pick we haven't seen in a while, just being hovered over. As silly as that is, you'll still see her get banned out occasionally, but I haven't seen anyone pick Scotty at all today. And maybe this will be our first play of the tournament.
Yeah, it's maybe like a bit of a ban of habit. They reduced the size of the 3, so she's not as much as annoying to play against anymore, but she's still a strong AD carry, but she still has weakness, still easy to gank, she's no escape, she's a minor speed buff on the ice, which is smaller now. So I think she's still a viable pick. I'm not too sure if she's a first pick for me though.
Yeah, I think you could have picked her up a little later on in the draft. I do like this Cambazot's pick still, though. Going to get a lot of damage out of that. That'll be an interesting thing to see where that ends up and how they can make that work. But haven't given away a whole lot here, really. I'm interested to see where there's still some very strong picks on the board, specifically mid laners in that Thoth, who Oswald is now hovering over.
Yeah, and here we go. It's the Tsunami pick. The pick of my dreams. Now all you need is Hajiman mid, and we're all fine. We're all set up. But we talked about it a lot. She's so strong right now. She has quality of knife buffs as well. And apparently quality of life is the new highest term for breaking character.
These are definitely some things today. The chalk we're seeing again. So we've seen this chalk into the Osiris picked a few times here. So that's a nice thing to have. I do like this though going the way of the Gem Jester side. So that's going to help. Now you can ban out some of the mid laners. There's already 2 banned out. So you can get rid of some more of those. Really narrow down that mid lane god pool.
Yeah, but who would you ban in the mid lane right now?
Well,
Morgan,
you can
maybe. No, Morgan's still out of the game.
You could ban the Scylla. Scylla would not be a bad pick to ban. Vulcan definitely could. Ganesh ban. There's a good ban to get rid of. Just get rid of that Ganesh. You don't want to deal with him. Every time we've seen him today, he's been doing work. So get rid of him.
It's actually the first game we do not see any supports picked up in the first round of drafts. So this is risky. But there's still a gap on ball. There's still the Fafnir who really works well with Cyrus and Izanami, although with Scotty. Not as great with Kamatos or Chuck, but buffing AD carries always a good thing. More attack speed, always more damage, and more damage always more better to win games. So we have that. Get banned out.
That makes sense. You want to get rid of those supports. I am a little surprised they didn't target the mid lane a little harder. I would have done that. Really narrow down. There's not that many great mids. There's a big drop off, and I think Scylla is the last good mid that you can pick up here. Although they could go with something completely off the board and unconventional.
Here's a Athena pick. Really working well, especially if that Kamatos gets a big lead. And then you don't have a bad chasing you through the jungle. There's a bad having Athena on the face. So that might be really difficult. So I really like the Athena pickup. I'm a huge Athena fan, and I'd like to see a more competitive play.
It is a really good idea to sort of negate the lack of CC coming out from the jungle. Obviously, that Camazotz is completely lacking in CC. So having that Athena, having that strong taunt is something that will make good setup for whoever this mid laner is going to be.
Yeah, so far the SSC consisted only of some slows and a silence. And now Athena, a good beast burner, good engaging, a good overall, good rotating support. So really solving out that roster. Are we looking for mid? Maybe some mid for some setup. Maybe an Agni. So having great range done.
I think it's going to be Scylla. Scylla makes a lot of sense with that Athena. You know, the taunt and into the crush root or ultimate is really strong. So we could see that. I'm sort of stuck on Scylla. I definitely think that's where you should go at this point, but I think that it has the most potential there.
Odin being covered, possibly in jungle or support role. Complaining both. No, he's a Ymir. And
Yeah.
I cannot imagine a better push lane than Izanami and Ymir.
It definitely will allow a lot of clear, and I mean those walls can be devastating because there's not a lot of escapes, especially on Scotty, who wants to run into the jungle to get away. So this could be really strong. I'm just interested to see where they go in terms of mid now. See what they can set up. You need something that can dash and get out of that Odin cage because nothing really can that well on this Senix side.
Yeah, on the hand, but he's just a cage. They don't have the greatest tools to work in the cage.
Mhm.
So I don't really know.
There's definitely some, especially with Ymir. Ymir is going to have great setup for the Thoth. That's the biggest thing is that the Ymir freezes setting up for Thoth will be absolutely wonderful, as well as Osiris has some stuns and Izanami has the. There's Vulcan picked. They were hovering Scylla.
Yeah,
As
the
if to
hovering
taunt me.
Scylla. I
I
call it a Vulcan. So I don't like the Vulcan here though. There's
Uh,
no setup for the Vulcan.
It
despite
also
Athena.
it also doesn't have an escape from the Odin cage, which is just going to be something that they have to consider at all times. I mean, both of your carries here, your Vulcan and your Scotty, aren't going to be able to escape that cage, and that's something you definitely have to consider when you're picking the draft, especially when they allowed the Odin through. So it'll be an interesting thing to see how they can make this work and how much Gem Jesters and Cynics, who's going to win this game.
Yeah, I'm kind of hyped for that. I'm not really liking the Cynics esports team comp, but they might be about to prove me wrong. I don't know anything because we're gonna head to a 3-minute break here, and then be right in the game back for you. It is time for some finals here on Smite Prime. Here on your daily Battle of Asgard 5-on-5 tournament, which is not daily but weekly. And with me, I'm still Troublegum, your favorite German import streamer. And there we go, we have Emo HAH right next to me. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing absolutely lovely. I'm really liking this Gem Jesters team comp. I like the Odin pick. I like the little spicy Ymir. You don't see that all the time. I like that god. But on the flip side, I don't hate this Cynics team at all. They're still pretty good. And I'm interested to see how well they can work around this Odin.
Well, for me, they have picked decent gods, but I do not see a lot of synergy. The only setup for Athena, for Vulcan ult is Athena or some minor slows, or maybe the Skadi ult.
Yeah.
And this is not a whole lot. Most of them can counter by heavenly agility or beats. And they have Athena burn beats, but they don't have anything else to get the beats done. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Mid lane, get the power and Risky is starting in mid here.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing, and this team hasn't gone into too many beads. Thoth has the beads, and Izanami has the beads, but of course, Odin going into Blink, and Osiris and Ymir both going into the Heavenly Wings, so it's an interesting thing of how that's going to work. I do like this Gem Jesters team starting with the two in the solo lane, so that's going to allow them to have some pressure over there.
Yeah, especially an early Odin pick does not give you a lot of damage right now, so getting some easy farm, put it to level 3, where he like really starts to shine would really help. And then they put Izanami in top of mid, which is a great clearing lane. And if you put any support to solo lane, Ymir should be one of your first choices.
Yeah, Ymir's going to be able to out-clear that lane really well, and they are bringing Athena and Iceman over there, so he's going to get a little bit risky, and PerngG going to look to invade here, and the solo and jungler are coming over as well.
I guess people guys were sad, but that's a 4-man group on this people. That thing is going nowhere. Cloud looking for a sneaky steal, but he shouldn't do that. Headache is on him. One is down, gets poked out, has to run, and down is speed buff. So first buff of the game goes to Lisa, goes to Gem Jesters.
Yeah, but the invade here out of Iceman and Wolf King onto the purple and now onto the red is going to be successful. So something to consider. You are giving up a little bit over there for a little bit on the other side. That's how this game works. Is it's a give and take, really.
Yeah, and if you put your support to solo your dual lane, you should expect him to lose those buffs.
Yeah, it's
yeah, can't do that. Great Trees and Iceman, though. Put some good damage into him.
Yeah, he's definitely getting as much out of that as possible. You know, that's the problem is now your support has to rotate, and Left Syndrome on that Ymir is going to have pretty good ability to clear the wave. So
yeah, but I still feel like Risky should go to his lane at some point in the game. He's looking for another invade, another fight for the blue buff. Then Helix goes down, pops the sprint, gets chased down. Board comes in, Risky is stop with the chase, and now there's a bailout there. Manages to kill the speed buff, and this Izanami is not farming a lot right now.
yeah, Risky Ace, of course, getting started in the mid lane, but at some point you're going to have to rotate back, and Iceman already level 4, so something to keep in mind is that Iceman is so big, and Left Center is actually in a bit of trouble, taking a lot of damage out of Iceman.
Yeah, but he can burn some back. Let's remember, he's not scared to fight. He pops the sprint, said, okay, thinking 80 carry here, 4 level 4 Ymir. Have fun. Ooh. Misses the 2 though, now he's in danger.
Yeah, and if that dog can heal up, Left Syndrome's going to be quite an issue, so just has a timer, has to worry about Calder coming back online, and now Iceman has that ultimate.
Yeah, his ultimate, so he's great beats here, just runs face front into him, gets the beat down, and Calder's going to finish the job. Really well played by Iceman.
Knew what he was doing, went in there, burned the beads preemptively, knowing that Ymir's only answer was to get that ice blast off, to get that stun. So a beautiful job by him, and now Risky Ace needs to rotate over at some point here to get that wave that he's missing.
You might hate me for this, but Iceman playing Skadi just killed Ymir on an ice cream skin.
This is true. This is
too much.
There is too many potential puns here. I cannot allow you to have it. I know I'm awaiting a joke about Risky Ace's name, so
I won't do one of those. I state the facts there and leave the chat to find their own puns.
Chat will do their, and there's a big rotation over here. Risky Ace, he needs to back up and just play it really safe.
Yeah, he finally went to that lane just to find 3 people in game. Get that, but here we see that's his Navi buff right there.
Yeah.
She will be dead. She's still got interrupted while the dash, but now with a new patch, she's able to get out of that 3-man gank, even though burning those beats. No, he had no beats up.
Had no beats. Had no bees. The Athena taunt just doesn't last that long at this point. You know, there is a level in. Athena is leveling up the taunt, but just not lasting long enough quite yet. So gonna get out there and be safe and able to get a little bit of farm.
Yeah, but still losing farm, losing the purple buff again, and red buff might be in danger. Even though I like the 3-man grouping. And we go in. Demon Wall comes out. Looks for the damage there on the Skadi. Taunt comes out though. And Kama's on the chase. Oh, he's going in, and we talked about that. The Kama toss with the Athena ult. Big damage out there, penetration. G goes in. The Vulcan comes out, and he can't dodge it. Big damage on the Muffin Man. But then here's Odin now. Looks for getting caged out. And here we go. Venom is dropped. No man on Odin, so he should drop Whistler.
Oh, and Muffin Man barely gets out of there. Now Risky Ace is in trouble, taking a lot of damage over there. And this is looking good for this Cynics team. They're definitely bringing the fight to the Gem Jesters.
Yeah, they abused the early thing where we put in the Nami to get the push. They didn't get all too much out of the Nami push. They got a speed buff, that's all they got. So then Kipson was able to defend the blue buff and then put a lot of pressure onto the blue lane side. And as soon as Izanami managed to go to the lane and wants to start farming, it's gone because the stream rotation, purple is gone, things are burned, and they're just gonna go to pressure. We like that play. Getting the best of the combo. And those Plow meatballs are clutch.
Yeah, and that ultimate that he hit in there onto PernG was absolutely beautiful. That is something we do need to discuss. You know, that Vulcan, when he gets that ultimate off, does so much damage. That character with that ultimate, when it hits, is wonderful. However, it is a little hard. It is a little predictable. If you have some dashes up, you can get away from it. So it's just something to consider. It is going to be difficult to hit, and like you mentioned earlier, there's not a lot of setup for it.
Yeah, but Tough pretty like set himself up because he dashed aggressively into 3 players, and Vulcan's like, yep, all I can do is wall out, and you have no beats at all.
Yeah.
So he then takes the ult, gets the kill, and the kill went to Kamatas. So great lead here for Cynics Esports.
Yeah, Cynics has got a bit of a gold lead here, and you know, up to almost 1,000 gold at this point. You know, 6 minutes in, that's sort of what you want to see, and allowing them to get a little bit here. They're freezing them out in mid lane. This is beautiful. Like they're
something we are not used to see in the mid lane. Something we used to see in solo lane. Something we used to see in the AD carry position a lot. Not the mid lane, but as you see, they didn't lose a single minion. So it might be the reason why we do not see it a whole lot.
Well, but PernG did take almost half of his health there just from that Vulcan turret, so it's definitely something. And now this Cynics team gets the Oracles as well, so really doing a good job of pushing their lead and using the map to their benefit.
Yeah, they're using it everywhere. They're engaging him into Vulcan with trouble. Freeze comes out, Kamatas jumps over the Hebel Freeze, looks for PernG, 1 dash, 2 dash, it's the search. Can he get it? No, he misses it! And out comes the Vulcan on Emil, just slow down the Muffin Man. Gets it, Vulcan ult's gonna miss. Muffin gets a tower 8, starting off damage. PernG's charging up the ult, looking for the kill. Muffin Man. Out comes the kill, missed it, but he has his own limitations, and he goes in.
Yeah, absolutely a great job by him there. So, you know, fantastic. And now they're in a bit of trouble.
They're in a bit of trouble here in the mid lane. But there we go. I have some status mode issues here, so you might want to take over that. Fair play.
Yeah, there's definitely some issues going on for me as well, and so really though, just a good fight there. You know, in that mid lane, they did get the win on Cynics there, so or they did get the win on Gem Jester, sorry. So that's beneficial, finding their way back into this game, and now a gank onto Iceman.
Here into Iceman, left Syndrome is here, but big damage on Risky Ace. So you can join this fight, but Top is here now, looking to do something. Odin misses the jump, and Iceman just goes for Risky Ace. Like, you might kill me, but take it with me, but he cannot do that. Misses the ult, and Oswald picks up another kill, the Iceman.
Yeah, fantastic by him, you know, so a great job by this entire team.
Yeah, good rotation, just to save the AD carry. Risky Ace, the Nami, looks to suffer a bit, because all the burst, he seems to not be able to handle that Skadi burst, and even though it was a former rotation, it took them quite a while to get that kill, even though they had all the setup with the Ymir and the top.
Yeah, and I am a little surprised to see they didn't push a little harder onto anywhere else on the map. You know, just put a little more pressure because they did rotate so many people over. But obviously, with Portal Demon not being up yet, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Your day of judgment.
Yeah, not what we can do, but objective down, Gold Fury is not able to be taken now, so he's gonna calm down, relax a bit. We have double taunt on 2 of the mid laners and Ymir. Ymir takes the Vulcan in the face, but he cannot stop it. Use damage, but will he survive? No more damage on Cloud. Looks for the one. Beautiful wall stops the Vulcan one.
That's what you got to do. You got to stop these things anywhere that you can get them.
Yeah, and Ymir are looking really good in this game. Rolls are on point, the Fury's on point. Tough bird is speeds to get the dash down out of the book. But beautiful engagement by Athena. We talked about a lot of setup, but Athena is still the best setup in the game. And Purgy gets over on that tower. Cloud finish him with the one with the.
Yeah, that's
the one.
The Camazots and that's
with the backfire. Here we go.
Yes,
Vulcan
that's
fire.
So there's definitely a benefit there, making things happen so far, and this is a good job by them.
Yeah, Oswald missing an ult, but Klaus in a lot of trouble because Whiskey is really ever tries to get this hit down. Oswald misses another bird bomb, but here's Shock though, gets a huge ult down and get Awful down, and Iceman is here to finish the Risky Ace. Cloud falls to Cyrus though, Alex still in the fight, but he should not be there. Shock is still alive. Another beautiful Ymir wall. Wolf King, a lot of trouble there, gets big, but Sprint gets popped, and out comes the Skadi ult. Helix is critical. Can he escape though? He has no mana. He has a bunch of enemies around him. He has a Cavatas, Skadi, and Shock.
Yeah, so this is that's what you need. You need those people chasing down, and so that's the issue.
Yeah, there's a huge chase potential out of the red team, out of Phoenix Esports.
Yeah.
If your sprint is down, there's so many slows and moves.
Yeah, now they're going for this Gold Fury, looking to pick that up.
It's only 2 players though, and Odin's on the way, but I think they can pick it up easily without any contestation. Top not even thinking about it. Chuck is here now, gets a 2 down. On my head, CC Sport gets the first goal through the game and strikes in a 3k lead at 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's we're gonna take a quick break here to figure out some technical issues, and then we will be back with you right after that.
Welcome back to the game. We're back here. Some difficulties have to be fixed. We said it's a patch day blues. We have to work around some issues. But Shadows are a great tech team to solve those really fix. Ymir's getting another ball. Gets caught by Chuckle. Though Tough in a bit of trouble. Gets down. Purgy falls again.
Yeah, Chemo there turned around there and just made it work. And now the Odin cage there is walking through with the Phantom, but damage coming out from everyone.
3-man Vulcan ult. I think Osiris dodged it, but now Left Syndrome is really in the bad spot. Muffin picks him up, and Wolfgang now looking for Headaches. Headaches is in a 4v1 situation. He should not do that. I don't really.
He's gone.
He's trying to look in there, but Odin comes in with a huge bird bomb, but not huge enough. That's TMO.
Yeah, he got absolutely turned on as soon as he landed. Haddix there does pick up close, that's something, but the rest of this team is picking up this Portal Demon. He's trying to box out onto this Chalk, but it looks like he might not get the benefit.
But here's Wolfgang now. Looks like Whiskey Ace joined the fight and takes the kill. They lost the Portal Demon, they got that, and a huge performance by Headache. I saw the Steve would lost, but he kept him in there so long.
Yeah, Chalk was over there trying to 1v1 him and losing, and at some point you have to back up, and now Haddix is in trouble with Muffin Man on him. They could look to dive him here. He's very low.
Beautiful jukes though. But Chuck on this low cooldown is back up again. Haddix is still juking. Jukes it too out of Muffin Man. He comes with his left turn and gets the kill. Beautiful rotation. Haddix is juking like a god.
Yeah, Haddix right now is really the catalyst for them. You know, he's making everything happen when he needs to. You know, he's 3-1-2, but the impact there isn't in the kills necessarily as much as it's in, you know, forcing the team fight around him. And when they try and kill him, he's been doing a good job of, you know, sort of counterplaying and getting the baits. And now Left Syndrome's the one in trouble.
Yeah, that was a Vulcan against Ymir, and if Ymir is lacking anything, it is dashes or mobility. So as soon as he was down there, I was like, yep, we have low life, you have Athena taunt. Wait, take this huge bomb to the head.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like I said, that Vulcan ult does so much damage, you just have to hit it, and that's a situation where it's guaranteed to hit. So perfect timing to use it, perfect time to get that kill. And now Cynics has about a 4,000 gold lead.
Yeah, and another great double taunt on Wooking. And he's doing a great job double on top. Also to the left hand, and his army is might be in a lot of trouble. Gets the invis out, but gets chased down. The dog is on her. One more attack. Iceman takes the kill. Beautiful rotation by Athena, just giving security to Iceman. And in the mid, Percy dies. All comes the ult. Icy is no problem, but Iceman still goes. No, he cannot survive. Bird Bomb covering too much, is close jungle thing. But now Odin has to run because there's 3 members. Even though left to him is here, Cloud takes no damage. Cloud beats are down, he can't do much. And left to him gets the kill with his ult. So much damage on the support, and Haddox is here now.
This is beautiful. Both solo laners have made the rotation, so now we're going to see them work in. Haddox is getting a lot of aggression, but taunted out there. Now Chalk getting some aggression. Left Syndrome's in a bad spot here. He's surrounded by everyone on all sides with no movement.
Yeah, but double jumps comes out. Wolfking first of all, Left Syndrome next to follow. So here we go. Haddox on the chase. So it's like really liking the chase. He's looking for Muffin Man, looking for CMO. He's looking for Muffin Man. So
The beads.
Sprint gets popped, beats get popped, so Haddox is getting. Bird Bomb misses again, briefly juked by Muffin Man. But yeah, tower now, and Haddox is not willing to give that up. One more tick will do, one more two will do, and he gets it. But in the tower now, he's slowed massively, and here's the 2, but too quick on the trigger there for the 2 is CMO.
I think Haddox might have gotten Muffin Man with the Shield of Thorns, I believe is what finally brought him down there. You saw that popped out and he died on the other side of the tower. I think that's what brought him down. So a good play on him to know that, I mean, Muffin Man at that point had to hit him to heal. And if you hit him to heal, you can't do it if you're going through that Thorn. So a great play by him.
Yeah, good play. I actually thought it would be the Mystical Mail, but he didn't have a Mystical Mail, so he's the one way to go. So for Left Syndrome, even though he's dying a lot, he's having a good performance, but PernG seems to be having an issue with positioning, and they need to fix that to stay safe in those team fights.
Yeah, well, he's been the real focus, you know, and now that he's behind, Oswald blinking in, getting that Phantom and trying to make something happen here.
So the dodge is working out this time. Huge Toffled hits, but Left Syndrome misses the taunt, sadly. Choking on the kill of Clow there. Oh, Pern dashes in, he just comes out of Clow. And this fight too much.
And Haddox is now fighting 2v1 in that other lane, or 1v2, I should say, into that solo lane, into Muffin Man and Cameo, so...
Oh, beautiful jump. Muffin Man gets there, out of the Cyrus, so he has his healing up, but here's the cavalry, here's Ymir, here's PernG, and Odin says, yeah, this is over, go take it.
Yeah, now Left Syndrome's there, so they can make something happen, but they got to be careful. Everyone's sort of grouping up here, except for Klo, who's in mid lane and looking to back.
Looking back, but I guess also has a word to say about that.
Yeah.
But here's Athena ult. That's the best thing about Athena. You cannot be out of position. You're always there. If that ult is up, you can always help anyone. And Claire, who should have been his maker right there, can stay with Athena ult. Well,
yeah, he did a good job to backfire as soon as he saw that Odin. The Odin jump, if it would have connected, probably would have had enough damage to kill him. If not, he could have gotten him with a basic or 2 afterwards. So, good job on his part to backfire there and really dodge that giant Odin damage. That's really what kept him alive. So, he might have been backing in lane, but he wasn't backing with the item shop up or anything like that. Now Left Syndrome's, get a beautiful wall to stop that aggression.
I kind of want your opinion on that Kamatos build.
Well, that is an interesting Camazotz build for sure. The Runeforged Hammer. It gives enemies take 15% damage from you when they're affected by crowd control, but I mean, it's interesting. I don't see a lot of Runeforged Hammer ever on anyone, to be honest. I didn't think you'd see it on a Camazotz, but he's making it work a little bit at least.
I mean, that's team is stacked with slow, so yeah, he's got that for him. I think there might be better option to work. Linker by Odin, just to get away from Kevin talking about this. But Haddox, he's no stopping. Goes into 4. He's a little louder, but he's running right. A beautiful wall of Left Syndrome again, but now Golf Fury is exposed and Iceman is added immediately.
Yeah, Left Syndrome's had some great walls, but now there's this Fury and Chalk. They're going to be able to zone them out a little bit at least. So interesting to see how this will work. And the Ymir ult coming down.
And he gets the Golf Fury. It was good. He also once. Gets damage in, so they couldn't leech it, so he just took the damage. He might die for that, but Iceman is really low as well. He's an army in the fight. Looks to get some kills. Iceman falls to PernG, PernG falls to Clow. No, Clow falls, Risky Ace falls to Clow, and PernG falls to someone else. Big fight there, a lot of people dying. But Godfrey goes to the Gem Jesters.
And I hate to do this again, but we might need to take a little bit more time out to fix some more technical issues. Patch days are terrible for these, so if we could take a minute, and we'll be back in a couple seconds.
changes.
was fine when you pulled me down. You said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down. I was fine when you pulled me in. We were forced to be human, and then the world came after, and I had never questioned it. And they said it was wrong. But we started it
So, sorry guys for the major inconvenience. We are not able to pop our castles back into this game because my patch days is exceptionally great on those, spectator mode games. So we are sorry, we're gonna let you see the game. We will not be able to cast because we will not be able to catch up in time, and we don't want to make you wait 30 minutes to finish a game because that would be kind of stupid and we don't want you to sit around. So sorry for you guys. Thanks for everyone who is watching and is gonna keep watching. I'm myself Trollogum, the other one was Evo. Malicious Invent is on the production here, doing a great job for the first time. So thank you for that. Enjoy the game and we crown the winner afterwards.
aside! Deicide!